Hi, this is Stacey Hyde, and I'm back with another episode of Better Financial Health in 15 minutes or less. And what I want to talk about today is summer vacations, particularly how to pay for them, how to take them, things you should be looking for as you plan your vacation. The first thing I would say is I hope you've been putting a little money aside all year towards your vacation, so you have a little money saved up, or maybe you still have some pandemic savings for when you weren't able to go out to eat, you weren't able to travel. I will tell you that the cost of airline tickets has gone up pretty substantially. It used to be that you could go most anywhere for $300. That's now $600, and the planes are much fuller, so you definitely want to shop around. There's still fare sales. For example, today I got an email that Southwest is getting ready to run a fare sale. So you want to pay attention to those. You also want to look at what's the best day to travel. Most people like to leave on a Saturday, Sunday, come back on a Saturday, Sunday. Well, you may get a better rate if you're willing to travel, say, on a Tuesday, or leave later at night or earlier in the morning. So you definitely want to look at that, and most websites like Expedia, Southwest, they will show you what they have a low fare calendar, so you can see what might be the best day to fly. If you're traveling by road, you will want to make sure that you fill up with gas before you leave at maybe a warehouse store, or using some points from your like your Kroger Plus card or City Market, and that way. And then also make sure that you've given your car a recent tune-up, because having your tires inflated properly and things of that matter, one, make your ride safer, but it also saves you money on gas. So that's definitely worth, if your car's due for an oil change, make sure they check the tire pressure while they're doing it. That's an easy way to save money. Then when you're looking at where you're going to stay, you may want to consider looking at Airbnb or VRBO and seeing how those rates compare with a hotel. Make sure you're looking at the all-in rate, because all those platforms have additional fees over and above the room night. There's usually a cleaning fee, there's usually the VRBO or Airbnb fee, so you want to make sure that you understand the total cost. But if you're going for a week, a lot of times you can get more space and have a lower cost than you would if you were just staying at a hotel. The other thing that's nice with many of those is you get a kitchen. So you can, cook breakfast, or even lunch, or maybe a dinner or two, so you're not always eating out. Because as you know, if you've listened to previous episodes, eating out really can run up your bill. But the issue that a lot of restaurants are having right now is not every restaurant is open 7 days a week, and so certain nights or days of the week can actually be hard to find someplace good that you like to eat. And if you can cook in, that can save you money. The other things that I would tell you to look at for are Groupons for activities. Sometimes you can get discounted tickets, theme park tickets, if you look online. Be careful. You definitely want to make sure you're on a reputable site before you give them any of your information. Expedia will show you different vendors that they have. If you're going to a location and you want to do an activity like rock climbing, or even going to like if you're on an island, sometimes they bring in cruise ships, but when cruise ships aren't there, those areas can be open, and it can be a good place to entertain kids or things like that. And if it's off time, sometimes you can get a really good deal on visiting those. So you also can, some of the all-inclusive resorts are open back up again, and if you check their calendars, you can really see if you're outside of the mainstream dates, you can get some nice savings there. And if you haven't planned or booked your beach trip, or you were planning to book your beach trip and you had sticker shock when you went to look at it because it was double the price you paid last year, look at going in the fall. For example, personally, I love going to the beach, but I don't like going to the beach in July. It's too hot and there's way too many people. In October, the water's still warm, but the rates are half price. You can get in the restaurants, and it can give you a way to get away when it's not so crowded. So it can be a good time to get away then and maybe do something closer to home and really look at exploring sort of your hometown. For example, Memphis has got the Civil Rights Museum. It's got Graceland, and a lot of people that live here have never been to those places, so it can be a great way to explore your own hometown or go not so far away, like go to St. Louis for a few days, go to Hot Springs for a few days. There's a lot that you can get to that is maybe some more trips, but shorter in total. And that can be a way to really throw some fun and kind of always have something to look forward to just a few weeks out. So that's just something to think about there. But definitely, I think we all need time away with our friends, with our family. And sometimes folks just need to get away for a few days by themselves. And it's good to get back out there and do the things. Live music is back. That can be great. There's a lot of free options there. But I think if you plan and are a little strategic, you can likely do what you want to do. You may just have to put it together a little bit differently than you did in the past. And also, if you want to go out for a nice dinner or two, definitely make reservations, plan ahead for that, because the restaurants really are having trouble hiring employees, so you want to make sure that you can get in where you want to go. So plan ahead on that. And oftentimes, if you're using an app like Open Table and it's not showing reservations, if you call the restaurant directly, oftentimes they can accommodate you if it's in advance, or sometimes they'll have a standby list. If they have a cancellation, they can call you and you can get in. So go in and you're looking at VRBO and they have a lot of openings on their calendar. Don't hesitate to do an inquiry and ask them if by chance they offer if they're offering a discount, particularly if it's within the next week or so, because it's not as likely that they will book those dates, and they may be willing to offer you a discount instead of them not having anyone in there. So that's a couple of tips that I have there. Enjoy your time away, and don't forget your sunscreen. This has been another episode of Better Financial Health in 15 minutes or less.